Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot Die Repeat, where a bunch of us schmucks, one less than usual, sit around and roll dice. We do a lot of laughing at each other, sometimes crying with each other, as we do some collaborative storytelling that we like to refer to our version of Dungeons & Dragons. And we're thankful for you to be here with us tonight as we continue to tell our story. Had a little bit of tragedy last game, and we'll get to that in the recap. But first, we want to say thank you to all of our amazing folks who are in this community. And we have some giveaways as a way of saying thank you. I don't know if we changed the giveaways out from last week, but anyway, if we get 5 new subs, we'll give away a large figure. And if we give away 2, if we get, I think we have 40 subs left for the big old dragon. And we'll give those away as we achieve those numbers. But regardless of how many new subs we get, we will give away a set of dice and some pair of medium-size minis, all as a way of saying thank you to you guys because you're amazing and we really appreciate you and you just supporting our humble little schmucky show. And
schmucky show.
We're glad that
New.
glad that you like it. We would encourage you to be engaged in the chat and we'll be chatting along with you and to let us know what you think and how you would do things. And of course, we encourage you to influence the game through the cheering of bits, and you can do that ! Rewards to show you all of the different ways to affect the game. Advantage, disadvantage, temporary hit points, spell slots, hair shenanigans, etc., etc. Even buying the opportunity to revive one of the PCs, which, failed ultimately. We do want to say thank you to Prince Knucklehead, one of our amazing community members. Prince, you and your fellow painters crushed it this past weekend as we raised nearly $1,000 for a local counseling center. And they did that. That was all Prince as he promoted it and did the stream. They painted these amazing Oni samurai and then auctioned them off. And I know that on behalf of the counseling center, thank you so much, Prince, and to the community who came out and supported that. So we really, really, really appreciate you guys and all that you do. It's so much more than just our little humble show. It is a community. And we really appreciate you guys and the way that you are all engaging. So thank you again, Prince and fellow painters, for your engagement and support of that counseling center. They are thrilled to have been blessed by you guys. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to do a little recap. You can hear the sad music playing. Because last session, we had a tragedy. Our party engaged with the now fully summoned avatar of famine and death, the deer god that focused on Bart/Oliver and sought to eliminate him. They were able to put the deer god down, and as they began to investigate the ritual scene, they found that there was still an altar that was connected to an arcane gate that was still having some sort of effect. And after investigating that arcane gate, JB unleashed a pulse wave into the onyx obsidian altar, shattering it in half and causing an ancient evil tome to fall to the ground. Immediately his lens detected the hideous mythos magic which it contained. magic that calls back to the great old ones that seek to dominate and destroy all life in the realms. And with that tome's emergence, several shadow demons and specters of undeath emerged and began to engage the party. And they quickly found themselves, having already exhausted their resources, calling on their patrons to assist them. And you chat guys are amazing, and because of your assistance, they were able to fight and to engage and to ultimately destroy the Book of Ibon, the evil ancient tome of mythos magic, and destroy the shadow demons, but not before the specter had summoned back the Kendim, who they had previously slain, and the Kendim succeeded in ending Rubius's life. Rubius, the wood elf companion who had been by their side from the beginning, with his memory shattered and lost, not knowing who he was, bits and pieces, the party was miraculously able to find a diamond worth 300 gold. Thank you, patrons. You are amazing. And Killian quickly began the ritual, seeking to bring Rubius back to life. Marishka and Bart engaged and beseeched his soul to return. And Maltoro stepped up to the body. As Killian oversaw the ritual and provided the connection to his soul to reach out, Killian saw a vision play out in the mind's eye of Rubius, of a woman emerge. Short, cropped hair lying on a slab, motionless. The voice of Maltoro rang out, calling to Rubius, "Fight for her. Remember why you sacrificed for your wife. Fight for Jax." And in Rubius's mind and in Killian's, the image of Rubius carving his arm and dripping his blood onto her body played out, bringing her back to life. And a sequence of scenes of living happily married for a time. And then nothing. She was gone, and Rubius's body was broken. As the ritual came to an end, Killian met the gaze of Maltoro and saw that it had not succeeded. Maltoro, with a look of extreme grief, lowered his head and closed his eyes, angrily pursed his lips, ignited his lightsaber, and in one swift motion, before anyone could act, sliced through the neck of Rubius and beheaded their friend. Instantly, the body of Rubius began to shudder and shake. In fact, the entire room began to quake with energy as electrical arcs began to spark forth from Rubius's body and from Maltoro's body, the body lifting off of the ground, the arcs of energy intertwining between the two, Maltoro closing his eyes and bracing against the energy flowing from Rubius into Maltoro. And in a flash of light, Rubius's body disintegrated and was no more. Maltoro opened his eyes, gave one brief glance catching Killian square in the eye, nodding a head of grief, snapped his fingers, and disappeared. And in the aftermath of this scene, the party now stands in shock and grief over what has just played out.
Bloody hell.
What the hell?
Killian's just
Can't
sobbing
be.
in his hands.
Morthos
on his
would
knees still.
immediately want to make a history check.
Please do so.
$15.
15. As our tiefling friend who has seen a lot in his days, been around, in fact, has been around someone who he saw return to life, and someone who he saw take the heads of two other creatures in this same way. One, a minotaur named Heckle, and one, a dwarvish bard named Thorig Branross. Both of them, their heads having been taken by your old ally and friend, Eli. And you saw in those moments the exact same ritual play itself out. A energy discharge and absorption that Eli ultimately learned was called a galvanism, whereby he was able to absorb a quality and characteristic of his slain foe, as well as several, if not all, it was unclear, of their memories.
What? Killian, did the ritual fail? What the hell happened?
I tried. He was right.
Killian, what happened?
I couldn't. We couldn't.
This makes no sense.
I saw. Maltolo had brought memories back to him, and it wasn't enough.
How could he have been? How did he not know?
No, what? What are you talking about?
Oh, he said the name Jax out loud.
Rubius said the name, I'm sorry, Maltoro said the name Jax out loud. He said, remember her, fight for the one who you sacrificed everything for,
Alright.
fight for Jax.
Okay.
I don't understand. I've seen this before. Twice, in fact. I am certain, I am positive that Rubius was a pain cursed. But that makes no sense. How did he not know?
Would I have ever heard of a pain curse?
So I explained.
You explained it.
Yeah, I did explain it when we were talking about Chinkov.
I was gonna say.
Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah,
Chinchas.
that's right.
If you remember, I explained about a friend of mine named Eli who was one and the same, a pain cursed. And I've witnessed when a pain cursed, and as soon as he says it, he says, Maltoro must also be a pain cursed. Because only a pain cursed can kill a pain cursed.
I will. I should mention before we go down a path of grief-stricken vengeance. He did not Maltolo didn't want that to happen,
Oh, good. I feel so much better.
but there was a sense of necessity.
This makes no sense. Eli told me that when a pain cursed takes the life of another pain cursed, that they retain all of their memories. And in fact, Eli had died many times before, and he remembered every life. He had never forgotten anything. From my understanding, which I bet is very, very limited, it appears that their memories were almost impeccable. In fact, I know that Eli carried a book that allowed him to recall everything that he had seen in his past. Yet Rubius knew nothing. This makes no sense.
Speaking as someone who used to murder people, it's not a good look if you kill someone and then disappear right after. If what you're saying is true, the
Well-
least he could have done is stick around long enough to explain.
Especially since when a pain curse kills another pain curse, they not only do they take their memories, but they take an ability from that person.
What do I have to do to trigger locate creature? Because at that point, Marishka would look at the ring and then look at the spot where he disintegrated and see if there's
So,
a way we could
Having
locate
spent
him.
time with your unique dragon ring, you have unlocked several of its inherent spells, one of them being locate creature. And so you know that it's a simple matter of, since it is connected to your natural arcane aura from your draconic bloodline, you simply will it to be and it will engage.
So then you would see Marishka just throw out her hand and close her eyes and just begin almost like feeling for a draft or a breeze, and then just trying to see if she can have any sort of sixth sense towards where she wants to know where Maltoro is.
You extend your hand. Please roll an Arcana check.
Ted.
10. This is the first time you've used this ring and this spell. And as you extend your senses through the ring into your farthest reaches, you strain yourself and you don't sense anything. At least within the 1,000 or so feet with which you have confidence. Beyond that, it gets very fuzzy very quickly.
I would, just out of some sort of hope, I would switch tracks and then try to locate Rubius.
Are you using the ring again?
Yeah. So just switching like targets.
Is that
Wondering-
I'm not sure it works that way, but let's say for the sake of this that it does. Go ahead and what'd you roll?
6.
6.
He's alive, everyone.
He's right next door.
Yeah.
As you switch targets to Rubius, your hand rests on a spot on the floor. You look down and you see a hat. See Rubius's safari hat. And within a pair of binoculars and a fake mustache.
I turn to Ray
JB puts it.
to see her reaction.
Ray is standing there in her storm giant adolescent form, wide-eyed, open-mouthed, in shock. What? What happened? He's gone? Morthos, he's gone?
He's gone
Why?
forever. I don't understand yet. If what Killian is saying is true, and he did not want to kill him, but he did, this makes no sense. Unless he wanted to take Rubius's memories or power, but
Well,
if that is the case, why didn't he do it earlier when Rubius was alone, or it would have been much easier? Why now?
I want to roll insight into that situation.
Please do so.
19.
So, you saw very clearly the mix of anger and grief in Maltoro's face, and then a resolve that crossed his eyes in his determination to complete what must be done. And as you said before, it was apparent to you he did not want to do this, but he knew he had to. The reasons behind any of that
Right.
are
Our conjecture.
unclear.
I think that, well, as you said, the Pankos keep their memories, but maybe Rubius is different, or he did it to himself. I did see him doing a ritual to save someone, so he knew magic.
When was this?
This was in Martol's story. He was reaching out to remind him of a woman that he loved. Jax. What was her
Jax.
name?
I didn't see that.
Well, I was conducting the ritual. They were both.
I knew a Jax once.
Does she look like this? And I described Jax in her changeling form.
He describes Jax to you. The short-cropped blonde hair, the petite form, the suggestive smile.
Morthos literally goes pale. Like you've.
This was also on. I wouldn't know. I've never been out there. He didn't say the name of the village or anything.
Wait.
There was.
Are you sure that is who you saw?
Yeah, they were both. They were changelings.
Changelings. Wait,
They were fleeing a
you said
town that was
both.
burning. Oh,
Rubius is a changeling.
oh, yeah, he was a changeling too. I wish this would be so much easier if you guys could just see it too. But they would there was this burning town, and Rubius was there, and then he left, and then he went back to save her, and he hopped in a wagon, and
You also saw that Rubius was not the wood elf version of Rubius.
right.
He was a different version of Rubius. And he shifted into an entirely different changeling version of himself. Prior to that shift, he looked like a human.
Did they
Um,
all have the mustache?
Wait.
Instead of
Canon.
curiosity.
He still had a bushy mustache. This was more Tom Selleck, black, rather than red.
The town. Please don't. Please, it can't be. There's no possible way. Please do not tell me that town was filled with changelings.
That's what it appeared to be. As
Can I I'd like to make a history check for the changeling that I knew.
I'm
And I wanted to describe him.
I'm telling him the story, and I'm guiding.
Roll with advantage. as Killian's recollection of the vision
What's
helped.
guidance?
As we're obviously trying to connect here and piece together the pieces.
Okay. And add a d4 to your advantaged helped roll.
13.
13.
And a
I s-
D4
I suck at it in history.
and advantage.
So
Yeah.
you know your story. And I need you to roll history as well.
Oh, do I get advantage, guys?
No.
You're better today at history than me. 4.
Yeah, there was something really familiar about it. Like, you had kind of seen it before somewhere in some alternative dimension, but you can't quite remember.
At
i.e.
Dronk's Tower?
No,
Oh.
in Morthos's heart.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Sorry.
one of those visions that played out.
Yeah.
Though, no, you can't quite put your finger. Can't quite.
place it.
But Morthos, you do.
It is oddly familiar.
It
to me.
sounds. It sounds
I was like, why am I wrong?
There's
familiar in a way that brings immediately a twinge of regret and a twinge of
This makes no sense. How could it be? This is Jax. The Jax that I knew. Eli killed her friend, who was a. As Morthos is piecing together the fact that the dwarf was also a pain cursed and a friend of Jax, a mentor of Jax.
a mentor of Jax. Yes, trained her in her bardic.
And now putting together the pieces that this
Education.
might be the same as the Rubius. They're all connected. If the person you are describing is correct, I know where she is. Or I know where she was. It's been many months. But she... And just for a moment, he thinks, and then he stops and just says, I don't quite understand yet, but I know she is connected to this.
JB, what are you doing through all of this? I know you had
He's
said.
assigning his spell slots.
I know
for
you
the
had
day.
said at the end of last session that you were going to go off and continue to loot the room, but I think that was in jest. So I presume you are listening to this conversation as it goes on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if there was ever a break, he was going to speak up. But they seem pretty chatty, so. So now that there's a break, JB says, although this is very sad, I believe that an explanation can be inferred or even maybe deduced from some of the powers that we actually engaged in this fight. This course that we're on, we are not simply fighting powers of this world. That book that seemed to be causing so much turmoil amongst us was not from here. It was Anthony says it's a tome of the mythic variety, and the origination of which no one knows, but it brings forth unknown chaotic powers from across the realms. And so we should be expecting from now on and moving forward, and anything that we can think of in the past that does not make sense, for that to be the logical answer. It does not make sense due to chaos trying to grab hold of what's going on in this world. So, my logical mind is holding on to the idea that we will not find closure as of yet because of that chaos. And so I'm going to suggest, until we can get to this Jax person, we focus...
I was like, we can go right now.
We focus... Hold on. We focus on...
Let's just totally throw a monkey wrench in this day.
We focus on the storm, of which I am now believing these mythic powers have some sort of hold on.
Just out of curiosity, the magical handcuffs, who has them? The handcuffs that dampen magical abilities.
Right. They were.
Somebody picked those up.
they were-
I had them for reasons I will not explain to anyone.
Okay.
Well,
From
I'm gonna.
nighttime
Morthos will ask out
activities.
loud if somebody
Yeah.
still has them.
I was just kidding.
Does anyone still have those handcuffs that dampen the magical powers of creatures?
Oh, say that again. Sorry.
You know those handcuffs that we had that made you the powers you can't use.
Mhm.
To
Took
help.
from Sarah Loon in order to apprehend.
Mhm.
Right, they were on Zimni. and
Zimni.
then-
Yep.
Does anyone still have them by
That's right.
chance?
The
I
pink,
just-
the pink
I'm-
fluffy ones.
I'm just looking at Mariska.
the pink
like-
fluffy ones, right?
I don't know for sure, but I'm not saying I didn't say that out loud. I'm just
What?
you know.
Why do you ask? Please
What?
keep them away from me.
I
Well-
don't have them. Believe me, you would have
Are
heard
you
the things
sure?
that I have.
Bart speaks up. He says, I can't do Bart's voice.
Oh yeah.
Squiggly,
yeah,
squiggly, squig,
yeah,
squig,
yeah.
squig.
I got those right here. Yeah. And he kind of holds him up and then tucks him back away. Yeah, this
When did you get those?
this whole thing. Well, and he kind of looks down. I have
A
a thing about taking things I like
Bart,
sometimes.
I don't care how you got them, but I need them right now.
Sure,
Please.
like yeah, no, yeah.
He takes
No.
them.
Yeah.
And he immediately walks over to Luke and
like
puts them on his hands, even though that he is dead.
Okay.
And he goes, I may be off, but if Rubius was pain cursed, Maldora was pain cursed. I don't know how many of the Kandim may be pain cursed. I want to take his body at least for the next 3 days. I know if he is pain cursed, he will come back to life within 3 days. If he does not, we will bury him and send him on his way to the afterlife.
Bury him. I'll bury him.
Or
You-
either, I don't care.
You walk over to the body of Luke
It
and
dissolves.
you put them on him.
Baltoro arm pops back out, chops his head off, goes back in. Forgot one.
Please, as you are putting that on on Luke, please roll your investigation.
10.
So as you kind of fiddle with the wrists of Luke, you do find the hilt of the saber on the ground next to him. A saber that was green in color when it was activated. You also notice his armor isn't really damaged at all, which should be based off of the beating that he took over and over and over again, alive and then undead.
Alive, then dead.
And you also watched as he used that armor in particular in his final confrontation of Rubius to absorb spells and redirect the energy therein to some sort of a force wave.
Dibs.
JB, could you come here, please?
Oh, yes. It's time
I-
to inspect everything that's happening here.
Could you check his armor? It is uncanny how pristine it is, even though he's been through hell and back, literally.
Oh, well, I can tell right now it's magical. You give me just a few moments, and I'll try to identify everything in here for sure.
As they do this, what was the distance from here to the lion statue at
The lion statue?
yeah.
Well, Maltoro took you through several back alleys that had twists and turns. It's hard to tell a straight line distance because
What if I was gonna fly? Would I know where it was at? Like if I went
you
up
would
in the
be
air?
able to find it. You can't really tell how far away, but the city itself is not as big as Waterdeep, but not as small as Seraloon. It's a mid-size, a little bit in between each. So probably a mile or two, you guess?
Alright.
from the upper city where you are down to that merchant square town center.
So as we finish our conversation and you guys go over there, Killian lets out a roar, change into a griffin, and goes to that statue.
Okay. You burst
the party.
forth through.
We split the party.
You burst forth through the doors that exit out into the vestibule, and then through another set of even larger doors that enter out to the open, I guess, courtyard beyond, where Raj is standing, kind of looking up at the sky, and looks at you as you burst forth in your griffin form and fly out, and he just watches you for a moment, and then kind of looks inside and starts running in.
When I get to the statue, I know it's a bonus action, but I'll change into my lion form and then lay at the bottom of it.
Oh, you're going to take a rest there? What are you seeking to do? What's your intention?
I mean, I want to roleplay a little bit there, but
Okay.
I'll wait.
All right, very good. So we'll come back to that. JB, you...
Right before he starts his ritual, he says, "Oh, it seems like this is Killian's usual response to trauma, leaving off by himself.
Yes, he
It
has
could cause problems later."
done this before.
Literally only when somebody dies. It's okay.
One time he stubbed his toe and ran out.
Well, on a show called Loot Die Repeat, that happens to be pretty often.
Touche.
Loot, die, Killian leaves, repeat.
That's right.
I would-
And then JB gets tossed.
Yes, and dies.
It happens.
JB, you do investigate the armor. Let's see if I can make this throw. This is a farther one.
The wind's coming this way.
Oh.
What if I had the worst paper cut just appear on my face?
And JB identifies a set of
That looks like.
battle mage armor.
Can you imagine JP wearing that?
Famous arcanist must be worn by a
Look at this,
wizard.
JP, now when you get thrown, you get to do some damage.
JB says, this is some sort of magic armor that, what am I saying? I say this can be worn by a wizard or a warlock and, or a sorcerer. It seems to be defensive and reactionary, and it does what you saw it do. It pulses out a charge of some sort of damage, force damage. Whew. It is a fantastic specimen.
And so you see the
Just my size.
you see the black armor that is
What's it built with that?
expertly tailored and cut. It is a form of studded leather, but it is infused with dark purple runes on the sides, kind of on where you're on the lats.
It's-
And there's
it's my color
a
palette.
small kind of, the sleeves are cut off. It just has kind of like a tapered shoulder pad almost, and it essentially just covers from waist to neck, and it is a vest-like battle mage armor with lots of intricate overlapping folds that would magically resize itself to conform to the body of its wearer. Roll an investigation check as well.
Right, unless the wearer was a woman, then it wouldn't work, right?
Look at that! It's purple and silver in the
gender
fall
defi-
collection
it's a
from my
gender-defined
favorite
magic item.
designer.
Gender-defined magic item. Sorry,
Mm.
I identified it.
JB, you need to
what am I
roll a
rolling?
20 on your cool check
Investigation.
to wear that.
As you carefully remove the armor, you do find that the body beneath is badly slashed and burned and cut through. It seems that the armor was able to kind of reform itself as it allowed some damage through, but the flesh beneath was not.
24.
24. As you're taking this off out of a side satchel that Luke had on his person, a cube falls out. And on the cube, you see a stylized kind of depiction of two gladiators fighting. It is a classic cube with these gladiators in different poses on each side of the cube, all 6 sides.
Mm.
And it has stylized kind of runes in each of the corners of each of the sides that are framing the gladiators.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
That was a good one.
I was waiting for
Warn me
that one to
next
stick in
time.
the wall.
I was zoning out.
Ooh. It seems that was not the only magic that this man was utilizing.
I've already stripped and I'm putting this on. No.
Killian blushes from a mile away.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's
He's distracted.
with the lion statue immediately.
I'm sorry.
It's you.
I'm sorry.
What else did you find, JB? What is it?
This cube has a lot of magic. I mean, it can be activated in multiple ways, and it contains some sort of a pocket dimension of its own creation, where you can train. Oh, it's filled with so much illusion magic. I'm sorry. It's overwhelming. You can create a pocket dimension where you can battle a friend and have a duel with no negative repercussions.
Oh
Or
my God.
you can challenge someone seriously and have very serious repercussions, like being left in the plane,
So
the dimension, I think. I
So-
read quickly.
Intriguing.
So why would anyone not just fight in the real world then?
You see, it isolates. It's an isolation cube as well, so it would be 1v1. Or I presume, however, each party accepted a challenge if somebody wanted to fight all 5 of us by themselves. Whatever. But it's 1v1, and so yeah.
So we'll be sending Morthos in there when the time comes, is what I'm hearing. For a 1v1.
I think we should use it very carefully. The end results of losing a fight could be.
You, with your identification, also know that there could still be someone in there
Oh crap.
What?
if it was used and a foe
I knew that.
had been defeated and left inside.
Oh yes, and it's not like this has never been used. No one has an item like this and doesn't try it out. So
That's awesome.
there might be someone in there. You want to find out who? Not with this though.
Turning on me. Good luck disrobing.
I am curious if there is someone left in this cube you call it, but that is a matter for another time.
Mm. Yes, it is.
Can I help JB
I've
and
got everyone else.
check the rest of the room?
Yes.
I'm gonna help you.
The altar, the cage, the
Yes.
So you've
columns,
already
the other
you've
wizard.
already destroyed the tome of Ibon.
Thank goodness.
I will save this card. And just put it back. Wasn't sure what you guys would do with that. Please,
the altar
I need
JB.
each of you,
JB knew.
either each of you roll investigation or one of you roll with advantage.
I got it.
I'm giving him advantage.
Okay?
Oh, point things out for me, please. Try to help me out here. I'm a little woozy from the fight.
Yeah.
Not much magic
I mean,
left.
I'm sure your plus 14 won't hurt.
25.
What was that noise?
So you
It's a flashback to Ruby.
you immediately dive into the satchel on Luke's side, and you find a purse within that you take out, and it is heavy. You open it up, and there are 500 platinum within.
Holy crap!
Ooh, it's no 2 million platinum, but it'll do.
I smell something shiny.
He's alive.
You are Bart and Mariska and Ray are all kind of walking around together. Ray in particular has her hammer at the ready just because she doesn't know if any more shadow fiends are going to jump out. So she's on high alert as you guys are casing the room. With a 25, you move up to the dead necromancer's body.
Hmm.
Senueth, she was called.
Mm-hmm.
And you
guys see anything weird on here?
you look her over, and she has a purse on her of 100 platinum.
Whoa.
You are going to share that, correct,
Each-
JB?
Oh, yeah, yes, we're splitting it.
yes.
We're gonna split this for sure.
Each of
yes.
the purses are exactly the same, as if they came from the same source.
Same source.
Any marks on the? Well, I guess I'm not there, but
It's a black coin purse with a kind of a gold pull string. There's no other markings of any kind. It is a black leather coin purse. The necromancer had tattoos all up and down her arms
Cool.
and on her chest and down her legs. You could certainly study them if you cared to, but they immediately strike you as necromantic runes.
Oh yeah, I'm writing down these designs. Committing them to memory.
This is not a type of magic that you have delved particularly deep in, just because of some of the implications therein. However, there are good uses for certain of this magic. Don't necessarily involve raising the dead, per se.
see, I'm a good person.
You do find a
Mm-hmm.
component pouch upon her.
Ooh.
And a spell book. And we'll talk about the spells.
Spellbook.
We'll talk about the spells that are contained therein.
Spellbook.
You can't read it.
I hope it's more
The-
dragon spells that she can't learn.
Yeah.
There is
No, I definitely have
within the component pouch, you do find diamond dust.
Diamond dust.
You find diamond dust. You find about 200 gold worth of diamond dust.
Diamond dust. 200 gold.
Is that a lot?
Well, if you want to cast Greater Restoration, it's useful.
I'm a rogue. I don't know.
This
these things.
party would never need that.
Nope.
Never.
No.
Ah,
definitely
no.
Not at all.
You move over to the other Kendim, who had the radiant whip that she summoned forth. Mestral, she was called.
Mm-hmm.
With a 25, you find a purse of 100 platinum.
Nice. So is that 700 now?
700 now.
Another hundo.
You find her hilt to her whip, which with a 25, both hilts emit a magical aura.
Wait.
How do you spell maestral?
Mestrel, M-E-S apostrophe T-R-E-L.
Thank you.
It says it right on her ID here. If you take a look at her permit.
I think he meant to say
I can't
Midal.
read. You know that.
Oh, yes,
Says Oliver.
2 magical whip hilts.
One whip hilt.
Oh.
Luke's hilt was also
Mm.
magic. Finally, with a 25, I need to make my DCs harder for you.
I'm sorry.
You just find everything.
I'll just keep my eyes open.
You find on her neck, behind, kind of like behind her body, covered in blood, a chain that, as you kind of turn her over, you finally see behind her neck what looks to be almost like the top of a cane on the chain. It is what looks to be a golden dragon head.
Ooh.
That comes to a point with a 6-inch long tooth.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Hi, if anyone in the chat wants to donate to the Players Abused by their DM fund,
Amen.
we do have videographic evidence we will be
History
bringing
check.
to the court.
History check?
Question? Yeah, just a question.
Okay.
In character. So,
Who are you asking?
the luminous one.
Whoa.
That would be a religion check. That is rare. Rare, by the way.
Whoa.
Religion, you say?
What is that?
If you are trying to
Just a mundane object
with
with
the
no
luminous
powers
one.
involved.
15.
'Kay.
So
Have we seen that dragon tooth before from the lady? When she took things off of us the first time, or off of people the
this
first
is
time
a sneak attack
at the
dagger.
farmhouse?
It's a
That's what I'm
sneak
wondering.
attack dagger.
Okay, so you're not actually trying to convene with the luminous one.
No, I'm talking to you, the DM.
Okay. Well, there is a very significant
Slight
Yeah.
difference.
You're right.
reference there.
I'm sorry. Matthew,
yes.
give me answers, damn it. Is that the same dragon tooth
Roll
that the
history
lady
check.
took from
Now
us?
you can roll a history check.
It's not better. 9.
It
Wow.
doesn't. This tooth looks larger.
Okay, so it's different.
It's really good for someone who has multi-attack.
No,
It's once per round,
it's really good.
or
for
once
rogue.
per. I can't remember.
It's a rogue
Well,
item.
It says Marishka on the bottom of it.
It's a rogue item?
We're not.
We have a rogue here.
We're not magic about item words at all.
All right. In addition,
Just saying.
It's really nice.
As-
Can I read it then?
as you move to the
And then keep it.
ashes of the Imolith
Hmm?
that you had
Hmm.
previously sundered Morthos, doing the vast majority of the work before it was
Pull
finished
him.
off.
Pull a mat.
Before it was finished off by the air elemental summoned by Bart. You find a pile of red soot,
Mm-hmm.
which has a magical aura to it, and you find an Inferno cabochon. Morthos, you specifically have seen this before, and you know, having killed the Imolith in Amphale,
Yep.
that you were able to take this cabochon, and someone who had the requisite knowledge and ability could fuse it to a weapon to add 1d4 damage on every hit, or it could be broken in a one-time use to summon a fire elemental.
Oh. That was all the... Were those all the gems that we got from Drung Tower?
It is much like the fire elemental gem that you have.
Plus, Hold had one. Some of that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, he's dead.
So where's my
Yeah,
baby
I don't think
wyvern?
so.
Didn't Yanni put one on his hammer? Didn't he put a cold one?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He used
Pour
a
out a
cold.
cold
He
one?
used a
Is that
cold
what
one.
you said?
Finally, you, JB and
Whoa.
Morthos, you both point out the obsidian sparkle, the onyx beauty. It's hard to tell, obsidian or onyx, very similar, of the eyes within the statue that is at the southern end, kind of overlooking this ritual.
I got another pulse wave slide.
With Killian not there.
We saw what
no,
Onyx
dear.
did. We saw what Onyx did before.
So
No, that was obsidian.
Morthos and JB will look at each other, and then up, and then back,
What do you think?
and then up. JB will move his telekinetic hand up there and see what's going on. See how tough it is in there. I'm sure it's toughly placed.
You seek to grasp the eyes, and the 5 pounds of force provided by your hand is unable to dislodge them.
I got a dagger. Do you want me to
About
try
this
to pry it out?
time, Raj
Raj. I forgot about Raj.
Oh, now he looks stupid.
No, now you show up. It's all over. You show up now.
Now you show up.
makes his way in. You see his large Goliath form and the long robe that he wears with the cut-off sleeves as he looks out and he says, Yusa, what you doing? What happened in here? Tell me.
Make an educated guess.
You succeeded this shield. Misa see it disappear.
When?
Yes, but
4 minutes ago.
it was at a great loss. I fear that we have stopped whatever ritual was ongoing, but not without great loss.
But we did save Lo, and Wolfram grabbed her
Yes.
and left the room.
That was just like Wolfram to just
Yes.
leave everyone fend for
Misa
himself.
spoke to Wolfram. Lo is safe.
And we lost a companion today. Everyone else is sad about this, so take care in your comments to them.
Misa heart hurt for you. Misa, thank you deeply for Yusa's sacrifice.
They actually copyrighted that part.
Yeah.
Where's
Okay.
your friend?
How can Misa honor your friend?
He loved gold. Probably give us lots of it.
Parade.
He was saving
Does
up.
Oliver actually say that?
No.
He would believe you.
Oh, I'm so tempted to say it.
Well, Mariska has mentioned a few times since meeting you that she would love to learn your type of magic, but I'm not sure how you can impart that information to her.
I'm so heartbroken. That would really make me feel better.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, please, D&D Beyond, please. This means so much to me.
I hope you roll a 1.
21.
Misa understand your pain. Yusa a wizard.
I can't be. My friend is a wizard. This is really important to me.
No,
You
she
can help me
has
understand.
innate magic springing
Yusa
forth from
sorceress.
Mm.
Of what type?
Well, I was. Draconic.
Yeah, we kind of don't know anymore.
My scales
What
used to be red. but-
Type of dragon? Yusa black? Yusa
Just to clarify, I
gold?
did have. I did have-
Yusa red?
Think the evil
See all the above. It was red before. And then
This
we.
makes no sense to Misa.
I don't understand either. We stopped one of those miasmic creatures out in the courtyard, and well, my hair's not always on fire, and it didn't used to be black.
Yeah, didn't you, like, absorb it?
Yep.
Like a boss?
A badass bitch, yeah, I did.
It looked completely natural, if I had to say so myself.
Never felt better.
Roll a persuasion check.
Are you gonna say it looked natural? I better be a
31. Deadpan.
Funny 'cause
Norm
you
Macdonald
didn't even see it
style.
happen, so
Misa
it's
understand.
hilarious.
Oh, do you?
What'd he say?
You're right. He wasn't even there. he was in the bed.
I was cleaving a monster in two.
So that's
These
deception
things
check.
happen. Sometimes arcane changes take place.
Like my arm.
You watch as his eyes kind of drop and he rubs his arms a little bit. And then his hands together. Almost unthinkingly before he continues.
Which none of you notice because all of your passive perception.
I'm rolling perception.
He's not trying to hide that. There's just a visible
It's just digging
physical
digging
reaction.
at my throat.
I know I'm not a wizard. I know it would be difficult, if even impossible, to teach me some of the magic you say you wield, but I have been looking for my father for a long time, who has been very proficient in draconic magic, and I thought maybe learning something from you, even if it's just head knowledge, would be helpful.
Who's your father?
Do you ever know an elf named Carmenius?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, snap.
Asking the right questions tonight.
Raj.
Are you being serious?
Misa no lie.
When did you see him? Where? How long ago?
How close are you, sir, with your father?
Oh, this doesn't sound good. I do say that.
You're passive.
I'm not here.
You're not there.
I haven't seen him since I was
That
7.
sounded foreboding.
So, does his voice change when he starts talking about
Roll an
this?
insight check.
I'm doing it too.
Can I insight this?
Look, your storytelling, you leaned in, you had pointed questions, your eyes narrowed.
16.
Can I insight this?
16.
I mean, I'm not good
What
at
did you
it,
say,
but-
perception or
Is he
insight?
angry or
In-
inquisitive? That's what I
insight.
wanna know.
Oh, I'm okay at that.
Defensive? Offensive?
I feel like I should have
Crit
advantage
fail.
on
Oh,
this.
wait. Crit fail.
You have your eyes caught by those onyx eyes.
Oh, no.
What'd you say?
Huh.
I need you to roll a wisdom save.
What did you,
With
what did you
advantage?
s- What did you say?
Because of my sword? I would be trying to attack it, obviously, so.
This is a different type.
Well, P-Farce, another dumped wisdom save. Here we go.
Don't you have advantage on wisdom save?
We
now?
really don't have.
At least he's
time
not
for
putting
this.
dimensional bags
14.
inside dimensional
14.
bags.
Yeah.
You feel your right arm beginning to pull towards them before you're able to have Oliver wrap around and draw you back.
Stop it.
Those are black gems.
Mhm.
I just want to be clear. My mage hand can push and pull people that are unwilling to be pushed and pulled. It's not just 5 pounds. Anyway, we'll move on.
Thank you for the clarification. What was your insight check, JB?
16.
16, thank you. You
You
know-
just investigate the bodies and leave.
you notice that his brow furrows, his tone intensifies, and it is definitely more of an edge to his voice as he asks the question.
I haven't seen him since I
More
was
stuff.
8.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't leave on my own will, and I thought that maybe I could find out why he didn't ever get me. After. I have not seen or heard from him since. How did you know him?
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Alright.
Were you lying?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
20.
He so trained me.
Ooh.
Boom.
I don't.
He left me.
He
He
ne-
pursued something that consumed him.
How long ago? He never mentioned you. I've never heard of you before.
30 years.
So did you know my mother then?
Yes.
She's dead if you didn't know. I don't know what.
So I feared. Hisa tried to send her away. Hisa tried to separate her. Did not know then I was already no longer under his tutelage. I learned second hand, third hand, hearsay, really.
How involved is he in the dragon cult?
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Ooh.
Secrets.
As involved as I am.
Oh, one was a natural 20! Oh, that hurts. 15.
You see that there's this look of disdain and disgust that crosses his face. His large lips kind of turning over into an ugly, as if he wants to just spit. I hate the dragon cult. This is why I left. They twist his mind. He's think he's strong. He's overcome their influence. He's want to use them. He's deceived. This is all I say.
That was awesome. Some really good stuff right there.
I was hoping you were actually typing Kisa.
No. My computer fixes that.
That doesn't make sense.
Hisa didn't make sense in the end. Hisa so driven.
Yes, but he loved me. I know he did. You can't. Whatever happened, I know that. I know that's true. I don't know why he didn't come back, but I know that.
I sure he did. You can notice a bit of discomfort in him as he starts talking of that emotion. His posture kind of shuffles a little bit and withdraws. I don't know where he is. He sought an item. To find an item. Cave.
Is he looking for this?
Why would you do that?
I don't know. He didn't tell me about it.
It's my mother's wedding ring.
I only met her once. Before they were married.
I'm sorry. Insight. Liar.
I would actually want to insight to see the tone he says that.
Go for it.
Which one do I want to use?
So when you said he sought an item to find an item,
Mm-hmm.
that was a sentence. It wasn't like he sought an item. He was trying to find an item. That you meant to say it that way.
I did mean to say it
Okay.
that way.
Put the glasses on his face.
Yeah, I know. I got that.
Find the thing.
What did I roll? Insight? I totally
Insight.
forgot.
I'm just making sure it
13.
wasn't a mistake.
13.
Yeah.
He seems sincere and answering your questions as honestly as he can. I'm so sorry for your mother. She so seemed like a vibrant woman.
That's a way to put it. She just seemed like a vivacious, voluptuous woman.
She was a looker. I got it from her. Thank you for telling me this. I've been looking for years to find these answers. I wish we had more. But I don't. As it's stupid to feel relieved to know that your worst suspicions are true.
JP says, "Well, I mean, before we start looking through photo albums and everything, sorry to be so blunt, but honestly, Raj, how did you, in your city, allow this to take place? Do you see what has happened around here? There's blood stains all over the floor, a demonic creature with black gems. Can you try to take those down for me? We would appreciate that. I want to
Yeah,
check those
actually,
out.
those are pretty intoxicating.
An obsidian altar, a stargate. How did you let this happen? You, not just you. The city.
Miss,
No blame.
appreciate your qualification.
Yeah. Of course it wasn't your fault, but I mean, couldn't have been under your noses. Many people must have known what was happening. Compliance by the good, quote unquote.
Miss, friend Wolfram was deceived.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She, and he points disdainfully over at Senueth, her
Mhm.
corpse. Was a rat amongst us. When the storm overtook us, she struck. Together with a minotaur and these sword-wielding foes, and one very, very powerful one in a mask of onyx, like those stones. Wolfram and I, we could not withstand. All we could do was flee with our lives.
I'm sorry, what group were they a part of? The lady?
They were weavers.
Weavers.
They all were.
Of course they were.
Hey, JB, weren't you a weaver?
How dare you?
Oh, no, you were just part of the Zent. My bad.
Insert laugh track
How
sitcom.
dare you? Now, who runs the Weaver's Presidium in this location now?
Wolfram and I.
Mm-hmm. I do feel better about that now. Listen, first and foremost, I'd like to insight this person.
For what in particular?
Just
For
First and foremost,
5 minutes into this
I need to know if
conversation.
JB wants to name drop somebody real quick. This is just for me.
Yep.
He says, I'm gonna make a presumption here that there was information gathered by the dead lady over there. From a man named Phineas. Do you know someone named Phineas? And by man, I mean tiny little gnome person.
Yes.
jeez, he knows everybody.
Phineas is not the man he presents himself to be.
Yes. He is scum.
Would you like to join us in our adventure?
Instant trust from
That's funny.
The Weavers.
How do you know this?
The Weavers are a collection of arcanists. He is not one I wish to.
Collect with?
No. He has ulterior motives.
Mm-hmm.
It is plain. He deceives younglings.
That's what you're calling him.
Along with the Star
Hatchlings.
Wars theme.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drags them away. I forbid him from ever returning to Mulhessen. He has not shown his face.
This is where I'm gonna set up camp when we're done then. Yes, very evil man. In fact, I believe for some reason that he has hands in this whole storm process. Can't be confirmed.
The storm is quite troublesome. I do not know what to do about it. But now that you have stopped this, Misa at least can focus on cleaning up the city.
Question. Those 2 black gems over there.
Yes.
They're pretty intoxicating, right?
Can I have them?
Can I have
Can you give me some information on them? Like, why do I want to climb up there and pluck them out?
Bart, you worry me sometimes.
You watch as he steps forward, kind of like almost like a kata, kind of like a strong stomp, almost like Samoan like
We like it.
type of a thing, and he beats his chest and points forth his fingers, and he sunders the entire statue
Yes.
as he casts Shape Stone and just obliterates it. The 2 onyx eyes remain, and he continues. He steps once more, and he encapsulates them entirely in the stone and flushes them into the ground. And he looks at you. No more intoxication.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Isa will deal with that profane item later.
What item?
Insight.
Are those 2
The
gems?
cursed eyes.
Oh, they're cursed.
You could not see?
We were just getting there as you arrived, actually.
Cursed how? Like, make you want to stab someone against your will cursed, or
I'd have to inspect more closely.
how do you plan on dealing with them? Just wondering.
There is only one way to deal with a curse. You must break it at all cost.
How do you?
Each curse is different.
Oh yeah. Is there like someone here that could do that? Curious. No reason.
He
Covers
looks-
his arm.
He looks at your arm.
No reason. No, wait.
Bart.
All right. Yeah, we all know I'm cursed, all right? And he holds out the sword. This thing cursed me a long time ago. It made me stab someone, and I didn't want to. And lo and behold, I've been having weird dreams, and my arm's been changing colors the entire time. All right? It's out
he
there.
steps as you hold it out. As you hold it out, he steps at you and beats his chest, and the ground rises up and wraps around your wrist
No, but
and grabs the onyx blade and yanks it out,
Yes.
and your hand goes with it.
I can't. No, I can't let go. Don't want to.
Your hand is fully opened, and yet it is not being.
Raj, I like
He-
you, buddy.
He stops it and drops the stone grasp. That is bad.
You
My
don't
arm
say.
used to be white. I know. It's been growing a little bit.
I tried to
Hold the blade
change it back.
out.
He takes it to himself. He goes, "We're not gonna stab him. We like him, okay?" So you know, sometimes it has a mind of its own.
Flip.
Backflip.
Roll an acrobatics check.
If you say 9. I just right on my back. Oh, you meant the sword. Got it. Here, that's the other side.
He looks at JB. What does the writing say?
Is writing?
JB is busy swiping left on Tinder.
No. No, I'm not.
Mage, what is your name?
My name is Josephus Beauregard
May I
Huxley. the
call
third.
you Josephus?
JB, if you will.
JB, do you know what this writing says? I do not know the language.
I will look at it.
Do
Do I?
you speak Abyssal?
No.
You have seen runes like this before on the hopper gates, but you do not read them.
Oh, this is similar to those runes over here. Morthos can read these for if you.
Right there.
Ah,
Those were not there before. I have
No, they were not.
peeked at that while you slept, but
Oh, you watch me while I sleep?
it's a little creepy.
All right.
Morthos, you see that they are abyssal, but they are runes, much like were on the altar, and not script or writing.
Mhm.
It seems that someone with a more specialized knowledge would need to interpret their meaning. They do, however, glow white, which is a stark contrast to the black blade, which you find interesting.
Out of curiosity, do I see them?
Yes, you do.
Are they same thing,
Mhm.
unrecognizable?
They are.
So nothing for me, Raj?
I'm so sorry.
All right. Good news, I didn't stab you.
We're going to jump to Killian. As
Do a giveaway first?
yes, thank you for reminding me. We'll do a giveaway right now. We're going to give away some dice. And they aren't the green dice that are there because I forgot to put out new dice. I will pick a set and we'll give those. If you would like to have an opportunity to win a set of dice that we will send your way, please type into the chat right now, ! Raj.
Raj.
R-A-J, R-A-J, ! Raj, for your chance to win some dice. Thank you very much for the new subs. We will be giving away 3 minis tonight, a large figure and 2 medium-sized figures. And I believe if we get 20 more subs, we will give away a McFarlane dragon, that white dragon that you see rotating there. White water dragon. Fun. But right now, ! Raj, for your chance to win some plastic click-clacky dice. All right. Killian, you find the statue of the lion in which you previously rested. You alight in your griffin form and transform into a lion as you watch several onlookers peek through the windows from the shop of the tinkerer and armorer that you had saved previously. And they look out at you as Willie and Kessin kind of keep their distance, but watch you clearly through the door, or through the window. The door is barred and gated. There are no undead around, and you are able to interact with the statue unharried and unfettered.
So as I come up to it, I'm like, I vision like Griffin diving in, instant change into a lion, and I'm like storming at it, and I'll take claws retracted 2 swipes at it, at the statue, like frustrated, and then I'll kind of nuzzle my head in, and I'm gonna speak to it.
Okay.
In my lion form. But I'm gonna use my Killian voice. Cause
Okay.
Right, darn it!
My lion form.
Rob does.
No, it's like it's much deeper.
Your
The
lion
form.
voice is you are able to speak as a lion
Yeah.
audibly now.
Lion, Ao, why have you forsaken us? Why are you so far away from saving us from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I've cried like this before and you did not answer, and by night I cried again, and I'm growing weary. We're walking through a world of death and shadow. Yet I know, and this is when he starts to nuzzle in, I know you are good, and you've been worshipped throughout the ages. And you I've trusted before, and I trusted, and you delivered me. But I am a worm and not a man. I've been scorned by many and despised by a lot. Many see me even in my own party and mock me, saying, well, he trusts in Ao, let him deliver him, let him rescue him. And even though they grow in knowledge of you, please don't be far from us. For trouble is near, and there's no one to help. We've lost again. Ao, do not be far off. Lion, you are my help. Come quickly to our aid. Deliver our souls from this sword and destruction. And then he falls down exhausted.
Roll a religion check with advantage.
Ten.
As you lift up your prayer of pain and honest anguish, yet acknowledging Ao and the hope that he can bring. As you collapse down in the lap of the statuesque pause, you feel a presence that is reassuring and comforting. And you hear a still, small voice, which seems to emanate from the heart of your mind's eye. Not the same deep, booming voice that you heard before of grandeur and majesty. A voice that would seem to have dominion over all things, as he took you up to the mountaintop and showed you what was going on. This voice is one of calm and peace and reassurance. This voice says to you, I am with you. And I am moving. And I am sending help. In fact, the help I have sent for this world is you. Do not lose heart. Take your rest under my shade. You will be rejuvenated. I have work for you. You must go forth. You must stop the storm. Follow the path you are on as I lead you and as I am with you. Do not grow weary of doing good. Do not grow faint. I will not leave you. I will never forsake you. Though the shadows grow long, the nights grow dark and cold, my light will not be extinguished. I have begun a good work in you, and I will see it to completion. And you take your rest. Back in the Weaver's Presidium, the blood has all but drained out of the center and fallen down into the gates below. Raj has been tending to various things, essentially cleaning and eliminating all traces of the ritual.
Did we unlock the doohickey yet, Mr. Malthus?
I don't believe we have the correct
The hopper
blood.
has the same script upon it of the requirement of abyssal blood.
There is a creature of abyssal origin that we must collect or kill and collect the blood from to open this portal. We know it must be near, but don't know.
Well,
You
did-
know
where.
either the creature or the blood must be near.
Did we?
Right.
Did we? We had to have killed something from the abyss.
I have it.
So you very well, it could be, but we don't have any of the blood.
I was thinking
I
to
rolled a
himself,
19.
We probably should have.
Ray speaks up. Hey guys, I think I saw. I'm pretty sure I saw Killian, and you know Killian, he kind of like runs around, does silly things sometimes, and sometimes he's like, you know, getting in the middle of things, and then he kind of runs away, and you know. But I think I saw him take one of those little vials that he has, and from one of those shadowy black demony things that we killed, I think I saw him take some of its that black ichory goo before it dissolved. Maybe that will be what we need.
Well, if that is the case, we might have it.
Well, where did he go?
Well, that
Yeah,
we
where
don't
did he
know.
go?
we will have to wait. Hopefully, he will return.
I say he pounced out of here rather quickly.
Yeah, saw him. Thinks he's so cool that he can turn into a flying lion. You know. I mean, just once. I'd like to do that, but here we are. I have a cursed arm.
At that point, Wolfram walks in.
Oh.
With Lo by his side. He looks around. Lo holding his arm. Strong and resolute, yet still shaken. As she looks about, and they seem to be just taking in the scene, taking in the aftermath of the ritual. And she just stares at the cage that still remains over the hopper gate and into the now dulled gray stone portal that is empty. There is nothing within it. In front of the large arcane gate that now also stands empty. And she just shakes her head. And Wolfram kind of whispers something to her, and she looks at him and shakes her head no, and kind of strides up to the portal in particular, the gray gate, and just begins inspecting it. Wolfram walks over to Raj, and they have a hushed kind of conversation. They don't bother any of you. They seem to be going about their business. And then Wolfram turns to all of you. He looks at you and he says, I want to thank you. You allowed me to save my wife. And you, Josephus, in particular, bade me save her and flee. Thank you. Thank you for your care. Thank you for your sacrifice. As he looks over to the hat of Rubius still lying on the granite floor. He just kind of looks down at the ground, lost in thought.
I would have thought that you would have dropped your wife off and come back. That was a difficult fight. And now our friend is dead now.
Yeah, we could have used some help.
I'm sorry I could not return.
Nothing's ever good enough.
I'm glad your wife is safe.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna go find Ray.
Ray is continuing to walk behind JB with her hammer out.
I would just walk next to her.
Just like looking around, waiting.
Good for her.
Her body like
She's the only smart
gashed,
one
ready to go.
in this
and
entire party.
and beaten. She's exhausted and bloody, but she is vigilant and determined to protect her. For there's an edge to her the tension within her muscles. Like, you can tell that she is the way. Well, actually, roll an insight check, Mariska, because you're looking for her specifically.
I'm so good at those. She looks happy with a crit 1.
So
You see that she is very tense, and that's about all you can make of that.
I'm walking behind her. Her shoulders are very stiff.
Yeah.
JB starts and says, well, your friend here, Raj, has informed me and us of a few things, and one of those things he has expanded upon the knowledge of influence that caused this big mess here. As you and Raj are now the leaders of the Weavers Presidium here.
Have been for a while, yes.
Okay. Well, may I recommend, in my travels recently, I have come to the understanding that the weave may be tapped in many different ways. One of those ways seems to be some sort of a divine influence.
You
and
watch. I'm sorry. You watch as Wolfram kind of cocks his head, almost bird-like, and just kind of listens to you.
And regardless of what it's called or the source, it is effective. And so, in order to prevent something like this in the future, perhaps the Weavers Guild of whatever town this is. Mulhessen. I would have known that. That was out of character.
Yes, you would have known that.
Mulhessen may partner with those that can tap into the divine weave for sort of a more wisdom-influenced ability to, as they say, divine the truth out of those who are mayhaps spilling lies to you, as before.
Wolfram opens his mouth to answer, and before he is able to do so, a voice from by the gray stone portal speaks up and says, "And they already have," as she is investigating. "My husband and I work together. I am an acolyte of the Raven Queen and have a divine connection." She reaches out and touches the portal. "Both of us were deceived by that witch. And she turns to you abruptly.
Is she a human?
She is.
Does she look human? Yeah. Is she pretty?
Very. Grayed hair on the sides that she doesn't bother to dye or do anything with. Shows her wisdom. But she has sharp features. One would not necessarily say she is like strikingly beautiful, but she is very easy on the eyes and has a confidence that magnifies her pleasant features and looks.
He says, "You know, my wife Dolly was as pretty as you are, and also as strong-willed and strong-headed, I can tell."
Wolfram kind of cocks his head to the other side as he listens to you. Doesn't say anything.
And then he winks at her. He actually looks at her first, and while he's saying it, looks at Wolfram and nods at him.
Wolfram nods back.
The work we have done here, the life that was lost in this room, on top of all the lives that have been lost in this city, cannot be in vain. And so perhaps you could reach out to the, what did you say, Raven Queen? And find out why she was also deceived.
You watch as her countenance kind of drops a little bit at the suggestion.
Facts are facts, lady. They don't care about your feelings.
And it's you watch as her body goes rigid.
Unless she wasn't deceived and she's in on it.
As her body goes rigid and her eyes go white.
Oh boy.
And her arms go out to the side as she just slightly lifts off of the ground.
What
and
did you do?
Stares directly at you, and a voice, as if thaumaturgically enhanced, rings out towards you and says, "I am not deceived, little Vedelkin.
What did you do?
There is an imbalance, a breach. Something draws souls to the limbo, and I cannot undo it. Wolfram
JB stands perfectly tall. Doesn't back
Wolfram kind of stands and regards his wife and crosses his arms and looks completely normal, as if this is no surprise to him.
He must lose every argument
Poor
in that
guy.
household. Did you do the laundry?
Put your dishes in the dishwasher. You lazy sack of shit. That is I, the Raven Queen.
JB. All right. JB will reply. Is she still white-eyed and?
The eyes are still white and staring at you.
I don't look at her eyes. I didn't roll that high. JB
Wolfram
says,
just looks at you. and
so
says, eyes up.
all right, I look at her eyes. I say, oh, now I get it. I'm looking to the side and down. JB says, he takes his hat off. I apologize, ma'am, that you were offended by my rash comments. Okay,
I apologize that you were
But-
offended.
JB knows how to use his words.
That's
However,
wasn't.
Not an apology.
I'm only trying to help in the future to try and bring in maybe other divines, if that's what you are, to assist in making sure no more deception among your acolyte
A pillow over there we
occurs.
can hide behind.
I'm here to assist you, as you are ruling over us.
Lowe's body, like, instantly just shifts right up to you so that her face leaning in
Oh my god.
is
oh my god.
about 6 inches away from yours. Wolfram just continues to stand there and watch as Lowe looks in
I'm
and
gonna roll at
says,
disadvantage this time.
I have sent, chosen before, and they have failed thus far.
And so you chose incorrectly. Oh, shit.
So
You
we
feel your body lift up.
I rolled. For
You
this.
feel your body lift up off the ground.
You stop, man!
Whoa,
Just
whoa,
stop
whoa,
it!
whoa, whoa, whoa!
I'm trying to be as humble as I can.
You are terrible at it.
Morthos is
Honestly.
getting popcorn out.
Honestly,
Morthos, this
Okay.
is all very visceral to you because you know your version of Wolfram.
Yeah.
And that he was called a chosen of the Raven Queen. And as JB is
Have mercy.
lifted into the air, your body is not uncomfortable. It is clearly being affected by a force far greater than you. And the voice continues, you are lucky that Maestra has her eye upon you. or your insolence would be dealt with. Little Vedelkin.
Oh,
Say nothing. Do not speak.
woo!
Your task is to silence the storm. If you can silence yourself first, and she lets you drop to the ground, like you splayed out on the ground. The eyes go back to normal as she just drops carefully, and she kind of
She did it again, didn't she?
she kind of shakes.
As soon as
she shakes her
Morthos
head.
sees the eyes go away, he's like, "Well, you know, he did save your acolyte. I got your back."
I am never forgetting this. No, me neither. That was awesome.
Oh,
my
she's
God.
gone? Done. I was
And-
going to give her a piece of my mind for you, JB.
Lo shakes her head, and she kind of sees you on the ground. She says, I'm sorry. And she reaches her hand to you. Do you take it?
Are you crying? you
She
crying?
takes it, and with surprising strength, she lifts you to your feet.
Who are you? What is this lady?
That was great.
Well, yes.
Ah.
I hope we've all learned a very valuable lesson here. Those who call themselves divine are not to be trifled.
You were this close to getting picked up and thrown again.
Holy
You're
crap.
right there? Did you drop water on your oh.
No, that was me. Terrified.
Now, let's take into account what she has said, because that was the purpose of this whole conversation. Not for me to harass someone with that kind of power. However, she did say that souls are being lured to the purgatory. I forget the word she used.
I think she said
Or it
limbo.
used. Limbo.
Yeah.
Limbo.
Yep.
Mm.
Do, 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 do.
I mean,
Roll-
maybe we could help with that
Roll a
problem
histri-
too.
Roll a history check.
Limbo, you say.
29.
29.
31 if I'm level 9, but not yet.
You
Ooh.
you have in your arcane studies have not only in Westgate but also in Ravnica studied some of the planes of existence.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Especially in Ravnica when you were working on your realm traveling experiments.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And from there is a plane referred to as Limbo, called various things, or at least having connection points from various places. Some things that you've read have referred to it as other names than Limbo, including Dolor.
Mm-hmm.
And this place that has the ability to interact with the souls of the dead is meant to be a place that passes them along and through. But it seems that the Raven Queen's work of shepherding these souls along is not able to operate properly.
Was
And she's
Morthos
pissed.
in there
She was
for a while?
pissed not because of me. She was pissed before I came to the picture.
That's one way to rationalize what happened.
I rolled a 14 for my history check because Adam doesn't remember, but I'm pretty sure Morthos was in that void.
Morthos was trapped in that void
Yeah.
and was recalled therefrom
Damn, bro.
by
Dude,
s-
I've
by
been
Sola.
everywhere, man.
Yeah, by Sola.
By Sola.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Like stupid.
JB,
Right there?
I actually
good.
know this plane or void or in between world or whatever you want to call it. I have been there myself once.
I'm gonna write a story about you.
You've
I know.
died. You have died then.
Well, you've all seen Sola. Sola brought me back from that place,
That makes
and
sense.
I can vouch for, not that any god would need me to vouch for them, her, whatever, but there were many souls of people that we knew that could not go from this life to the next.
So what's happening to?
We were trying to figure that out, but
They're just stuck in limbo.
they were just stuck. Could
Just-
not
just stuck.
could not
Can't
go
anywhere.
on. Could not get back.
How'd you get back?
Sola somehow brought me back.
You were dead. You were in limbo,
Well,
and
Yes.
Sola brought you back.
So that means people can come back.
You do know it was
it was
a
a
ritual that was able to bring you back, and in particular, a ritual by the Lightkeeper
Lightkeeper.
in
Thranduin.
Waterdeep, Nigh Thranduin, a very, very powerful cleric.
Yes.
Some would say an
So what you're-
ambassador.
What you're saying here is, people are getting stuck, but people can come back.
Well, the ritual that Killian tried to
Oh, and
use on
Rubius.
Rubius, that same ritual was done to me, but by Nigh Thranduin, who, no offense, Killian,
Not
is
there.
far beyond.
Not there.
Not there.
No offense to
Oh,
Killian.
that's right.
Yeah.
Now,
No offense to Killian,
hear me out.
but she was far beyond his ability.
I'm just gonna long rest a couple times and be another level.
Charlie Day in this, connecting dots, okay? If they're stuck there, is there a time limit on getting them back out?
No idea.
I mean, not for Rubius, his body is dust.
Maybe if we shape it like a stick figure.
Mold it, that might...
I'm
just-
sorry. I cannot keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. Oh, no, I saw
Clearly,
that.
we know.
I was
Yeah.
literally
You
just
never had to say that.
moments ago. I was literally defending divine power, and trying to get us to utilize it to help the situation. I'm just trying.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I offended anyone. I don't get it. Someone help me sometime, please. Understand.
All right, back to the question at
Wolfram
hand.
speaks up at that and says, I know what you mean. I've been tossed like 5 times by her.
Hey. Oh, so that's not just a smudge of dirt. Is that a bruise? Are you safe at home? Bark
She
twice. You're in
says
Milwaukee.
yes behind him.
That, you
Raj
fell.
Raj and I have our safe words.
All right, back to the question though. If people can't leave and they can only be retrieved, does that mean with the right ritual, you could go into limbo, Dolor, whatever?
Lo speaks up and says, that portal in that ritual was connected to Limbo.
Wait, what?
And it drew from me the power of the queen and stole the souls of the dead within and channeled it into those abominations.
Holy crap. So they were powering them up with other people's
So-
souls.
That's not good.
Was this? Then this is intentional by whoever is behind this. They are using it as a power source to keep
It
souls.
took them 2 days to set this up.
Holy crap.
That altar that you've sundered, me, my essence and connection, I tried to kill myself but couldn't. Didn't allow it. They had me restrained.
Wouldn't you have just gone to the soul realm and then been sucked back out?
My physical form.
Oh, alright.
The storm, everything coalesced. These, she points to the sundered runic obelisks. Everything was to raise those 3 abominations.
You have a connection with the Raven Queen. She has a connection to these souls that are trapped.
She is the shepherd of the souls, or meant to be.
Can she, or has she, detected these souls being moved in a situation like this elsewhere?
That's a
Or is
great
this
question.
the first?
I have just learned of all of this through this ritual. I have much to convene with the
I
queen.
mean, when this happened to me, it was over a year ago.
Holy crap.
There is a tremendous number of souls by this point that are trapped if this is still ongoing.
Question. If you can answer. Anyone. In the Cat Lord, we don't believe in limbo in our theology.
Well, you should update that.
Yeah. I've been writing. I've been taking notes. It's like a New Testament, and so can people naturally be stuck in limbo? Raven Queen. Oh, Queenie.
My name's Lo.
Oh, Halo.
Halo.
Could that happen normally, or is this just like a thing now?
The way it's meant to work is souls go to limbo.
Mm?
The Raven Queen shepherds them through
Over
the Shadowfell
over the river and through the woods. Yeah.
to their final place of rest.
Grandma's house. Got it.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Limbo is being stopped from progressing, and so perhaps that's the ash causing the undead to rise.
Actually,
Perhaps
that makes a lot of sense.
there is an imbalance, she says.
The
Okay.
souls of the stuck are coming back to empower the dead.
And you're saying for at least a year this has been
Well,
happening.
Time has been hard to track, but yes, well over a year, much longer than a year.
Lo, can you talk to Queenie and has she felt this imbalance longer than a year?
I don't know.
Okay. So at least a year. That's a
Right.
lot of dead people.
It's a lot of dead people.
I mean, we've killed at least
Yeah.
at least 50 of them.
We
Is Rubius
contributed
there?
a lot to that.
Is Rubius there?
Rubius appearing in a room with all the people we've killed in Limbo. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, he dematerialized, but is his soul there?
I don't know much about what you're calling pain
Oh,
cursed,
I
but
was going to say, wait,
magic changes people.
who did we talk to? Who did I talk to that was in there?
Darn it. Eli was in there.
Is there anything that can be done about the ash in the city now that we've
Have
disrupted
JB.
this ritual?
Yeah, put a number out there.
All right. So
Go ahead, Badger. What do you
God
got?
touched JB.
Oh no.
Let's have a JB touched by God. Well,
All
I'll
right.
say something.
So-
wacky.
all right. So at least a year, people are getting trapped. They're trapping them because apparently it powers other things, and they're bringing things back to life that shouldn't be. And those abominations, those three things. And every time we kill something, we're adding to the problem.
All right, it's like a power source that for everyone we
Holy
kill,
crap.
we just added more.
What are we gonna do? How do we stop? Well, I guess we have to stop the storm.
Well-
La-dee-da.
On top of the Raven Queen dealing with her problem, Maestra clearly has a problem of her own we're dealing with. I think she said that she had her eyes on me, maybe us. We should focus on the storm, I think.
That is
As
what we
we've
have
been told.
called.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Agreed. Completely.
Does this mean
See,
that we have to start
tip the
showing like
scales.
mercy to our enemies?
I don't
Like maim them a little bit?
You mean first before we kill them?
Right. But like not kill them, but just maim them so they
Hurt them
can't.
really bad so
Yes!
they hope they
Yes,
die.
exactly!
And then we
See,
kill them.
And then we
Listen.
don't put more in the well,
This is
and we don't have enemies.
this is the balance I'm talking about.
I know. I think it's a really fair plan.
The divine
Torture.
intervention.
Yeah,
helps
for a
them.
cause.
When Killian's not here, we go off
Killian
the
cries
rail.
in the
Killian.
distance.
I'm very much weeping. Yes.
In your rest, you're dreamless.
Okay.
However,
Hmm.
you hear that voice again. Speak to you firmly. It is time. It is time. Return to your friends. You have taken a full rest and you are level 9.
Boom!
Cheater.
Boom, baby.
He used a cheat code. A console command.
I'm pretty sure if you guys rested there too, you'd rather see it.
About that time, in the midst of your conversations, the griffin reappears back through the doors, and Killian alights, reverting back to his halfling form.
All right, time to leave. Nothing to see here anymore.
Killian.
I apologize for my abrupt absence.
You do that a lot.
You have missed plenty in your short time away.
Well, maybe you can fill me in on it after you rest. You all look
Yes, but first,
rough.
the Ray believes that you might have collected some of the blood.
Oh, yes. And he pats his fro.
There's power in the blood.
Here you go.
Lo looks at you and says, "You're right. There is."
And with that, Morthos will take the blood and go to the portal. And as he has in the past, will attempt to unlock it.
You uncork and pour out the full vial of the shadow demon blood. It pours forth onto the hopper and onto the gate and begins to spread out. And as it does, the entire pattern of runes begins to glow the bluish color that it previously had glowed when it was activated through this ritual. And all of your necklaces, including the one that rests in the ashes of Rubius,
Oh yeah, probably should grab that.
Yeah, grab that.
Put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, that's probably...
Already
glows
did.
glows the same color blue. And out of the main hopper device, Morthos, that you contain, a massive projection shoots forth and fills the entire space. And you see the world of Toril. And you see 5 pinpricks of light. One in Waterdeep, one in Amphale, one in
Mhm.
the Marsh of the
Marsh.
Dead, one in Serloon, and now as the light comes to a full illumination here on this gate, one in Mulhessen. And around the world of Toril, you see circular representations of various planes. And you all see this. Wolfram and Raj stare wide-eyed at this display. Lo kind of looks and reaches up to one that has gray, silvery swirling clouds, and she kind of, like, just her hand brushes through it. And in each of those planes, there seems to be a gate, though unactivated.
None of them are light.
None of them are alight, but they seem to be there. And after the light resonates for a moment, and the hopper kind of reminds you of which nodes you have access to, the image folds back into the projector, and you now have unlocked the Mulhessen gate.
Well, that is 5 gates now unlocked.
5.
5, yes.
Did you tell us about So I know we were part of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Waterdeep, Amfeld, and the marsh.
Oh yeah, that's on the other coast.
On the other coast.
We need
Correct.
Definitely go there, right?
Well, we should definitely go to Waterdeep.
Oh yeah. I heard it's a city of splendor.
It
Towers
is-
of gold and silver.
It is on the coast of the Sea of Swords.
It is quite spectacular.
At that notion, Ray speaks up. Says, "Well, I'd really like to go back and see my home watery area, but we need to go and destroy that storm."
It's true, we do. Yep.
Yes, I
Yes.
wouldn't want to offend any more gods.
No, I don't want you to either. That scared the crap out of me.
It's all right. Anam's with us. He'll protect us. He's the best. He's got us.
Sing me a song.
He's never chokehold held me.
Come on, Ray. We could do some cheering.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but while Ray sings a song,
Ray starts humming to herself.
I'm going to I'm going to sleep.
In this room?
Should we rest here or head back to?
I think we should definitely rest in this blood basement. Yeah.
Actually, the blood is all gone.
I still know what was here.
Raj has been cleaning this out,
Just
and
janitorial bucket.
it does seem this is not an accurate depiction,
Oh, gotcha.
obviously, of what it now looks like. The rubble has been cleared. The cage now removed after having activated the hopper. The altar in the corner having been dealt with. The bodies of the 3 having been
Looted and booted.
cremated. And and now
Except for Luke.
Yeah, we do have Luke's corpse.
yes, Luke
Taking
is
it with us.
you're
We're testing a theory.
That's our
taking it
souvenir.
with you.
Testing a
Don't know about
theory.
that.
You all kind of gather together, and
That
you can
scares me.
certainly
Yeah, I don't think-
choose how you wish to proceed, or if you wish to have any further conversations.
I am tired.
And there are many creatures out there. Don't know if we encountered one, how well we would fare at this moment.
Oh yeah, we're gonna rest.
So JB says, Raj or Wolf from Olo, out there when we finished taking care of these beings, did anything change out there?
Yes.
Please
So
tell
what
me.
Are there
changed?
are
Please
there
tell me it got
less?
better.
Please
say,
continue.
are there less undead? I'm sorry. Is there fewer undead?
Raj pauses, kind of collecting his thoughts, not wanting to be obstinate. He says, "Yes, when you shattered the ritual, the shield dissipated, the connection to the storm after was lost." And you kind of are piecing together in your mind, like, the first thing you guys did was shatter the obelisks,
Mm.
which caused the shield on
Mm.
the cage to cease. You went through that whole combat, and then you broke the altar, which had the connection to the arcane gate
Okay.
that the shield was working through, that the ritual was working through. And so you kind of got that, okay, as in that sequence in which you broke the ritual, there were outside changes. He continues, "Misa have been seen outside the courtyard.
What did
Misa-
I see on the way back? Or on the way
You saw no purple movement
Good.
that you had previously seen,
Nice.
like in the distance. Beyond that, you kind of made a beeline for the statue, and you didn't really take notice of the individual undead about the city. Is there any other conversation you wish to have?
Yes. What is the likelihood that we could still clear the warehouses for the lieutenant?
I think I would. depends on. I'd like to get on the road pretty quickly.
Oh, you have a dame to see or something?
No, my wife is dead.
You're
Interesting.
really good at this.
So's
today.
mine. Didn't hurt my feelings. Well, we were talking about coin earlier, and so I presumed that clearing warehouses for a wealthy merchant in town would bring us the coin maybe needed to finish this task of getting rid of the storm. But
You know,
a
Killian, there
thought.
are a lot of people who still need our help here
I don't know. I believe
in the
we
warehouses.
did just collect quite a bit of good coin for now.
That is a silly statement.
And I do have to agree with Killian that, especially now that we know that all of the dead are being used to power these rituals, or could be powered more in the future, I believe it is imperative that we march towards the storm.
What did we promise?
I would
what's his
say
name?
let's rest. We can inform the leaders of the city of what has happened and ask if there is something they could give us on our way. But I think the imperative thing is that you guys lay down. And if we could get to that courtyard, I think Ao could give you some rest that you haven't had before.
Another god?
The god, yes.
Everyone says the god for each one.
I think it would expedite your rest and also give you a deeper.
Do I have to
Sense.
curl up like a ball like I saw you do?
No, that's just my thing.
Is the pathway cleared from there
JB
to
starts
here?
walking towards the exit.
Don't know.
'Kay.
But I could take you there.
So are we going there now, or are we resting here?
It's up to you guys. If you want to rest here, I can keep watch.
How defensible is the area around the statue?
I mean, it was in
It's
a courtyard.
It's in
There's
the
nothing.
open, I
There's
don't
nothing
know.
there in the courtyard.
We cleared
It's
it.
about getting to the courtyard that would be the issue.
Yeah, let's go to the courtyard.
I'll just fly them there.
Okay. You can take two at a time. It takes about 20 minutes total.
Okay.
Back
Before
and
I
forth.
would go, I would
You have to
say
take
one thing.
Ray by herself,
Yeah.
but the others are able to be carried forth, and you are now gathered in the courtyard.
I wanted the other three to come with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
You wanted them to go with you as well.
If they would, if not,
They-
then
Raj
I would
Raj
just
and
wanna talk to
Wolfram
them.
would say that they wish to stay back and continue to
okay.
finish cleansing their
Then I would
presidium.
ask them about the statue. Ask them if they knew the origins. The lion statue. It seemed to resist all of this and has a connection to a god I know as the lion, or others have named Ao.
Lo speaks up, and she says to you, "It is ancient. That site is as ancient as this one," and she points to the center where all the blood had been gathered together. She says, "Ao is a very powerful god indeed. One the Raven Queen looks to. I do not know of the statue representing him, but it has always brought good favor and blessing to those who respected it. Of that, I cannot say more, because I do not know."
What if I had said I had spoken with Ao?
She leans in. "Then I would say You are very special.
The old me with the scars and old me.
Looks can be very deceiving. And I have learned to never judge anything by its appearances, but to judge rightly, with right judgment.
Well, I appreciate the. I would say that the more people you could get to respect the statue, the better. As there's definitely a connection there to the one the Raven Queen looks to.
I shall convene with her on these matters as well. Thank you.
I should rejoin my friends.
Before I leave, I would speak with Raj one more time too.
Okay, let me.
Yep.
I'll finish that. Lo regards you. She says, "What is your name?"
Oh, I'm Killian.
Killian. You and your friends. I think Wolfram said that you were called the Shades.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Adventurers doing exciting stuff.
That's a fun acronym.
We're fun. We have some fun.
Please know that you will be forever regarded in Mulhessen by the arcane and the divine and the citizenry alike. Thank you.
It was. Some of us seek glory for themselves and for others, but I think we all are humbled and seek to do right and make things right as a group.
Please stop the storm.
We'll do our best. Is there a way we can reach you if needed? Got a cell phone beeper?
You don't need to reach me. You keep reaching out to him. Or her. Or it.
Lion. It likes lion, I think.
To the lion. It makes sense. It would be a lion statue now. I'm sure my queen has, well, whatever information she is able to share. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Raj regards you, Marishka.
It looks like we'll be heading out soon, so I wanted to say that I wanted to reiterate that what you told me means a great deal to me. And if we happen to run into the dragon cult in the future and I learn more, I will be sure to update you in any manner that I can. And I would hope that you would update me as well if you learn of anything.
Raj kind of leans, because he stands several feet taller than you.
Yeah.
In his Goliath form. He leans down towards you. He has his hands on his hips. And he brings his eyes down to eye level with you. May Isa touch your face?
Sure. That's always positive.
He reaches up both hands and he puts them on your cheeks.
Very warm.
And they are very warm. And then they get very cold. As you watch his hands slowly from the backs of his fingers down his arms to about his elbows get covered over with silver scales. And his fingers, you can feel more than see, the nails elongate into claws. And his eyes kind of transform into an almost serpentine, silvery blue glow and shape and form. And he looks at you, and you feel the cold touch upon your cheeks, and the fire within you begins to react and push back. What do you do?
I clash with him. Oh.
Mariska's dead.
I would hold out my hands, then feeling the energy surging back and forth, and I would just see what happens when I engulf my hands as well in my normal flame.
They engulf in the purple flame with the necrotic heart that tails off to the purple wisps of the flames. And you're kind of holding them there, and he looks to the sides, and he kind of concentrates further, and he looks you right in the eye. And his voice has changed. It is even more gravelly and intense. And he says to you, "You must resist the evil that seeks to overwhelm your blood." What do you do? Say okay. Say I will.
Pending. Yeah, I mean, I would try to resist if there's a way to focus the
What are you
flame.
what are you resisting?
Well,
Good
clearly
advice.
the necrotic has seeped into the fire, so I would be trying to suppress that and revert it back to my normal arcane energy. And I would also at the same time be, since I'm not wearing my normal clothes, I'm assuming this one's sleeves have been a little tattered, I would wanting to see if anything is changing in my scales at all.
Okay. I need you.
I didn't expect this to happen, you
Me
guys!
neither.
I need you to
Need a Sour
roll.
Patch Kid.
Are you okay? Guidance.
Hey, what's going on over here, guidance?
Alright.
This is odd.
Hey, both of you alright? Guidance, both of them.
So, just to clarify, my scales before all that crap went down, and I looked like a duck that got stuck in an oil spill, they were predominantly red, but with some gold, correct?
Exxon
Yes,
Valdez.
that is correct.
So
you have
I would
two
be thinking,
advantages.
You have an advantage.
of the gold that I had in my scales, particularly.
Gold. Okay. I need you to roll an Arcana check.
Okay,
You have an advantage.
I'm using it.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
first
so
one.
nervous. I'm so nervous.
20.
At a girl. At a girl.
18.
At a girl.
Not today, Satan! That's what I'm thinking.
She looks. Get behind me.
Please roll 2 D100s.
Holy
Whoa,
nice.
okay. I'm not good at math, so I'm gonna
Anybody
try
Like,
this one.
50 feet.
Add them up or like a single roll
I
and a
want
single
to
roll?
hear both of them.
All right, so first one is a 90. The second one,
You have that P-farce face now.
Alright.
second one is a 34.
Oh no!
124.
That is 1 off of 123.
Rats!
Okay.
Oh wait, I had 2 advantages, right?
Yeah.
Can I-
Plus 4 minus 1 is 9. And
Can I use one of
The
those?
the
Oh, okay.
the advantage disadvantage doesn't matter for the D100s.
Ooh, that's scary.
You watch as your left arm that you are concentrating on, the oily ichor, as you described it, begins to fade. And the red and gold scales begin to re-emerge. Your right arm fades a little bit, and the ichor seems to fight and to claw to remain within your scales and to continue to resist. And Raj looks at you and he says, "How bad do you want this?" I need you to roll another Arcana check.
Yeah, so I will be using that one as well. Jeepers. Well, that's a 5.
And
I'm scared.
do it again. Live and die.
What did I get? 16.
Please roll 2 D100s.
Can we keep doing this? First one is a 57. I thought that was 100. Turns out it was a 7. I saw 2 zeros and I thought I saw 1. So a 7.
Okay.
Resistance to cold in the product for merch.
Okay.
That'll help.
Might help.
Yeah, it actually might help.
Hey, I have resistance to cold.
Please,
Oh yeah.
please re-roll the second D100. As you feel the energy surge through Raj's touch, and you get a renewed sense of this resistance to this foreign substance, this foreign influence that you had merged with in your class.
It's basically venom.
83.
He's gone.
Your patrons are doing you well.
Sorry, L'Oreal. And whatever else has a claim on my soul.
You watch as your left arm, I think left or right, whatever the first arm was, left arm completes its elimination of the
Do
oil.
me next.
And the right arm now surges to meet it, and you feel your back begin to have the two sides almost meet in the middle. And Raj just begins to, you watch as his arms, covered in silver, start to have the oil begin to go down his hands.
Did we just power up a bad guy?
No!
Now we have to kill him.
And he just begins to... He's shaking and screaming as he is kind of engaging in this with you. You watch as wings expand out from his back in a silver explosion of light, and his hair, well, actually he has no hair. The tattoos that go down his head erupt into scales as his body begins to transform into a silver dragon, and he is just his
This just happens in
scream
front of us?
begins to yell
Some of you
to kind of just echo into your soul. The yell begins to echo into your soul, and he's like, "Once more!"
Come on! You have 2 advantages. Use them. Use
All right,
them.
now listen. This is
no!
this is the most important roll.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I need you to roll the first Arcana check.
With advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
I don't think you have any.
I
more.
do. I have 2 more.
baby.
I would dump all of them on this.
It is now not the most important roll. The third roll will be the most important
Oh
roll.
no, this is it's coming.
Fudge. All right. First one is a 14.
Eh,
I don't love that.
11.
You feel the power coursing
die.
through
14.
you. I need you to roll a D1000.
D1000?
I don't even know how to do that in
And
D&D.
farce.
Before you do this, I need you to declare to me
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. Like to the DM?
Yes, to me, the DM, the luminous one.
Oh, so you can just roll the D100 10 times.
Oh,
And
I
click
guess.
at 10, and it'll
Okay.
count to 1,000.
All right,
Or-
before I do that though.
Or do it individually. Make it
I need you to. You had said previously you were concentrating on gold
Mm-hmm.
scales.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to describe to me exactly what you mean by that and how you want that to manifest.
Okay.
Wings.
So when I was
Think about that as you
Okay.
continue. You
how I want them to manifest.
You
okay.
feel a power surging through your tiara that seems to be
Oh.
resonating with the influence of Raj, and you feel your ring emanating with power as well. So please, how are you seeking to impact or to channel this silvery draconic energy that is seeking to fight back this influence for you?
So
You're living line.
so I would be remembering how when I was little, in one of the times when my father wasn't home and it was just me and my mom, how she would pull out this well-loved and worn, almost like one of those like dragon encyclopedias that had obviously been dumbed down for children. And that was my favorite bedtime story, was to go through those with her and ask her about all the different kinds, and she would tell me about them. And every time we would get to the red one, we would pause and we would look at the red scales that I had, and she would say that that made me strong. And when we would get to the gold one, she would pause and point at the gold scales I had and say that they made me wise. And I'm thinking about that memory that I haven't thought about in years, decades. And I'm thinking about how I've spent my entire life demonstrating that I'm strong, and I have not spent it demonstrating that I'm wise in this moment. And as I'm thinking that, I'm looking at the wings that are flaring out of his back. You guys. And I'm thinking about how...
You have to do it.
Get in. This is gonna be good.
And I'm thinking about how wings represent... Oh my god, you guys! I'm thinking about how those wings that he just flared from his back represent essentially freedom from the earth, but in a more metaphorical sense, in this struggle, freedom from whatever is trying to seek to tie us down into its will.
All you have to do is not roll a 1 out of 1,000. Go.
So that is what I'm...
What if she has to roll a 1?
That's what's in my mind.
All right.
All right, 1 or a 2.
So, I don't know. I think there's a custom button on D&D Beyond.
She's got 1,000.
Yeah, if you just roll 10
D100 10 times.
it'll count them all up for
You
you.
cl-
I don't want that because then it's a minimum of a 10. I want a
you're right.
D1000.
Yeah, just go to Chrome.
Minimum
I
of
liked
10?
having a minimum
Because
of a
it
10.
has to be at least
Ah.
one
Is this legit?
for each of those rolls.
No, I
So
thought I had to do
I want the full.
What
I didn't.
Hmm?
I don't know.
I didn't expect any of this to happen when I went to talk to him, just so you guys know.
That's what we're doing. Dice roller on Google.
So, I didn't...
All right, here we go.
Holy
Alright, you
crap.
ready?
No. No.
Do I just...
Build.
Roll.
Oh, it's
Roll it
shaking!
3 times. Roll it 3 times. 3 times?
Yeah, but
no,
am
I'm
I?
just kidding. No.
Aw.
Go ahead.
Wow.
No! I don't trust this
The
site!
first roll is Low always could the be the worst. That's why I best. said roll it 3
It could
times.
be like golf.
Fudge!
Warm it up.
It could be like golf.
You gotta warm it up. Low could be the best.
Ugh.
-3 on a
Out of
D100.
1,000, I rolled a 64,
Okay.
which is 64 reasons for me to re-roll.
Okay.
She
You
did
did
get
2,000.
2,000 wavy fingers and jazz hands too. From Badger, if that counts for anything.
I'll tell you what. I will let your patrons decide if they want you to keep that roll or
Oh my
re-roll.
god, we don't even know.
Keep the roll. Keep the roll.
It's
He's
like
not
a
saying
standardized
We
test.
don't even know. Badger, should she roll?
Let
or
the dice
say.
speak.
Go with
I've
your
never
gut.
even clicked this site before.
Let the dice.
It doesn't mean it's bad. High could be bad.
We don't know.
When you try to commune, you want to roll below your level.
The dice have spoken. Take the result.
Oh, I don't know.
No. We literally don't even.
Take it. You don't know. It could be good. Or he's just making you go through nonsense
Closer
just
to
so he can tell a
1,000.
story.
No!
Closer to 1,000, you could have all the necrotic stuff come back at you.
Yoink.
Just take the dice.
Keep the roll,
Snap.
Badger
Come on!
says.
Badger
Alright.
says keep the roll.
I
The
can't.
Badger has no.
All right.
That was all of that.
As
All right, come on. Just kidding.
as
This is a
you
P for a full
feel,
table.
I'm sorry.
hold on, I need to make some rolls.
Oh, I love it.
I almost. I wish.
This is whose line is it anywhere? The dice rolls don't matter, but boy, does it build. Does it build?
How
game
do
show
I
reports
deal
don't
with the
matter.
heartbreak if nothing happens? I gotta go home tonight and sleep.
Everything is made up.
You are now 95% necrotic.
I want to be a dragon.
That would suck.
I should have said I thought about turning into a dragon
Or 93.6%.
Well, he is one.
entirely.
Okay.
Is it
The
serious?
dice failed us last
Is
week.
it
They
serious?
can't fail us this
Do
week.
you
Yeah,
have to
oh
turn
my
the
gosh,
turn
they
the
failed
hat
us
around? Is
major.
it lawyer time?
Well, they failed Rubius.
Is there another
Yeah,
soul
but
trapped in Delore?
Tremendously so.
What in Delore?
Is there another soul trapped in Limbo
Symmetry.
Please roll an Arcana check.
named Marishka?
You have an
Actually,
have-
no. This is not an Arcana check. This is a Constitution save.
Holy crap!
Oh,
You have advantage.
You do have one.
You have one advantage.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm using it.
At least
Saving
you're
throw?
a sorcerer.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
Sorcerer's good.
All right. Oops, didn't mean to drop that, but we'll take
Rose
it.
gold fingertips.
That is a 23 on the first one.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
And a 19 on the second.
Not as good, but still good.
Okay. And now, since you have no advantages left,
You're lying to me right now.
I need you to make a Wisdom save.
And
How
you-
could you do that?
Oh, there it is. Wisdom save.
Come on! Come on! Come
Your
on!
gold body.
Oh no, I'm
Stop.
not wise.
Stall.
I'm not wise.
She's critting it. She crit.
No, I did.
Here we go. Did you?
No.
Oh, he's trying.
He's trying. He's trying. Just roll! Just roll! Just roll! Damn it! Let the dice speak!
I love
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Okay, good, because the first was an 11. So, oh gosh, I get so nervous for wisdom saving throws.
It's a dumb
You,
stat.
you rolled an 11 on the first
time?
one.
Yeah.
She has advantage.
My first roll was an 11.
No way!
Second one was a 13.
His second one was a 13!
Okay. So you rolled a 13.
Yeah.
You beat the 11. I need you to roll another Wisdom save.
Oh! No way!
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome!
What is happening? What is happening?
Come
What
on.
is happening?
Come on! Come on!
I'm gonna tell you right now. You have three more Wisdom saves to make.
3 more? 4 total?
This one and two
Oh, okay.
Well, you have another advantage.
I have
so
another
you-
advantage.
Christian,
Yeah,
you
one-
are
yeah,
completely
you have one
changing your
left.
character
Dude,
right
I
now.
have one
Just
more.
go.
I
have one
meant
more.
to say, hey, if you see anything about my dad, let me know. Like any normal conversation would.
And instead, you're turning into a gold dragon if you
I'm
roll
dealing
well.
with something
Roll
crazy.
well!
Okay. 6.
Roll again! That was bad!
Yeah,
You have 4 more advantages.
Okay. 13.
Could be.
13. My second roll was an 18.
Oh,
No.
You're dead.
Please roll another Wisdom
What's your
save.
modifier?
This is just
Straight
straight
roll.
up.
Yeah, but you've got your dice. All right, these ones. Hey.
You rolled
She's
the same
talking to
time,
her
both
guys.
times.
You want to clash for me?
What'd you say?
You want to
Roll
clash
at the
for me?
same time, both at the
Don't.
same time.
Do this to me now, okay? I'm fragile.
Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Some shitty rolls lately. Pick a different die.
Natural 20.
Yes! Yes! Suck on that!
Thank you.
He
I
got a
had to give it
23.
little pep talk.
He rolled a natural 20.
No
did,
way!
didn't you?
Wait.
That means she wins,
Wait,
though, right?
no,
If you
wait,
you
hold
win,
on.
right?
I didn't add my modifier of +1.
There is no
so
modifier.
It's a 21.
So that is
That is a wisdom save.
a save.
2 saves.
All right.
Yeah.
You beat the save.
Roll your fourth. and final.
Good gracious!
Do you have any more advantages?
Yes!
Yeah. So she
Yeah.
I'll
won
be using
2 and
them.
lost 1.
3 more advantages. Taste the cinnamon.
Didn't count. Get it in
Are
there.
you sure?
Get in there. You gotta play consistent by the rules.
Ah,
Could be better.
it was not better.
All right.
14.
I rolled a 5.
Yay!
I don't know what happens.
We don't know what that means. But
This could be bad.
As Raj
matched my
holds
crit.
firm
And he
to
turns into
your
a
face,
necrotic dragon.
you watch as his entire form now expands out into
Holy shit.
a large. Well, you guys can see it, but I don't think the stream does.
They do
is
now.
he is a large size dragon. As he looks up into the air and he expels his breath weapon of ice. And as he does so, you watch as the ichor on his arms gets sucked up and expelled out into the ceiling of the Presidium. And as he does so, you feel your entire essence lurch under the power of whatever he is doing to you.
Lurch. That's a good word.
We like large.
And at that, you yourself
Spell it.
begin to scream, and he takes your head and he bends it back. Do you resist or do you allow him to do
No,
it?
it's a dragon!
He
do
bends
it.
it back, and
Snaps your neck.
your hair that had previously been turned black, now from the roots down to the ends, turns back to the platinum blonde that it was before, except it is far more than platinum. It is golden. And down the neck and into your back and into your arms, the scales go from 90% red and 10% gold reversed. You are now 90% gold and 10% red. And as he tilts your head back, you feel a growing power within your stomach. What do you do?
It's acid reflux. You take a Pepsid AC.
Yeah, I would open my
Lord.
mouth and just scream right back.
And as you scream, a massive purple flame emerges from within your very soul as your draconic blood is activated and your breath weapon is unleashed. Your tiara changes from a red dragon tiara to a golden dragon tiara. You gain +2 to your wisdom,
Oh.
and your alignment shifts.
Oh.
You are no longer
I still don't
chaotic
trust you.
neutral. You are now chaotic good. And you are guided accordingly in your very soul and intentions. As the
The literal
ritual ends,
change the future.
your body
Literally.
shakes and shudders, and Raj takes hold of you in his full draconic form, and he looks you straight in the eye, as intense as ever, and you hear the gnarled voice speak forth to you and say, "You must continue to resist. This is not the end of your blood's fight. Do not become your father." As his form shrinks back and he sits down on his haunches and slowly reverts back to the gray-skinned, tattooed Goliath that stood before you previously.
Freaking.
I hug him immediately. I hug him. Just very surprising. I didn't even think I was gonna do it. I hug him
Holy crap.
and I say thank you.
Raj doesn't move. He just sits there exhausted. And that's where we will end tonight.
Oh, good one. That was fun.
Wowzer!
Holy moly. Killian, good long rest.
Let me interact with my god. Oh yeah, long rest. Good job. Good job.
Level
Let me
9.
bare my soul. Long rest. You did great. Good job.
Oh, we are going to do our final giveaway for the evening. And I don't know who won the dice before, but
Raccoon Trout.
Raccoon run again.
Raccoon run again.
He got both in a row.
Yeah, he got
He won the dice.
dice last time, dice this time, so he's good on dice. Now he's working on
he's
minis.
working
he
on the
said.
minis.
Okay, so that's good. I can get him both sets. That's easy. Saves on the shipping. Woo. If you would like to have an opportunity to win the 3 minis, which I have yet to choose, then please type into the chat right now, ! Golden Girl.
Great show, too.
Thank you for
Girl. What are
being
you?
a friend.
All the
You're not
sassy-
better.
Travel
You're not
down the
Betty White.
road and back again. !
Golden Girl for your
Rose.
opportunity to win 2 medium size and 1 large size miniature.
Not Rose.
Dorothy and Blanche. I was Blanche. Now I've become Dorothy. I have ascended.
You need to be the
Golden
grandmother.
Girl.
She's the
And
best one.
please stick around. We will make that selection after all of the entries. We do appreciate you guys being here tonight and sharing this story with us. As always, we appreciate your supporting our show. You're awesome, and we hope that you are having as much fun as we are as we tell our story together. We will be back here next Tuesday night. We'll be missing our Killian. But hopefully we'll have
We're never gonna
our
have a full
Ray
staff
back, and we look forward to seeing you at that point next Tuesday night, when we will continue to loot, die, and repeat. Have a great evening,
Thank you
everyone.
for being a
Cheers.
friend.